Look at this upper chest of mine. Your boy's flexing on time. Look at that. 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 Get some. Get some. Lift up the forearm to pop it. The chest. The striations. These delts. These lats. Yes, bless. And these traps right here. Bye. Feel strong. Getting it on. But what I really wanted to show off this morning was something most people don't show. And let me show it off. Here we go. Move my blunt over so we can start the show. But it's this. Can you see it? Can you see this motherfucking big ass? Where'd it go? Ow. Ow. That's called a blister, okay? Most influencers are not showing their blisters because they ain't working hard enough, okay? Your boy got a big old blister on my foot. I didn't lance it. Today I'm going to have to put a Band-Aid over it or something because I got to go back in there and live this live right about now. Katy Perry's performing live. It's the Magic Convention here in Las Vegas. Get my nipples out your face, but that's life. Let's bust up. Tired, working hard, but I'm still going to keep going after it. And I think that's how to be said for people that are quitters and they get tired and they quit, or they're people that are failures and they get tired and they just sit. And that's something that needs to be said. Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to sit and let my blister heal itself, or I'm going to wrap it up, stay tired, and get back in the game and make a play? We got to have this conversation today. Talking about my ex, because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Yesterday was a day where I was literally in my head. I was going through the motions, but living up here on how I treated her, how I should have been more kinder and more gentler, and how I'm been a bully and abusive my whole life, and I live inside that world where max effort or brute force has always led my way. I've heard somewhere that Tauruses are charming because they don't want to show you the raging bull inside. I'm a raging bull, you know. I get determined, I put my head down, and even if I'm fucking injured on my foot, it's time to go. And I find a way to go. You know, we got to find a direction to go towards so that way we can keep getting our movement and our momentum and keep that moving. A lot of us will stay still. We'll just get in a situation. I know for facts, like right now, one of my still behaviors is this phone. I gotta turn it off, get new service, going through it, and I'm sitting still because I don't know what to do. Well, I've been making phone calls and I've been doing research and asking friends, but you know, besides for that, making a move, you know, being able to move yourself. I can't even put my foot down without feeling that blister. Means a lot because that means basically either you live in your head or you live in your body, you know. And yesterday I was had my head over ache shirt, and some girls actually ordered some. Yeah, because who doesn't want some fucking head? Who wants some ache? You know, I guess the girls can do head like this. I'm not sure. Anyway, but nobody wants the ache, and that's part of life. Is like ache is coming, but are we living between the aches, between the heartaches and the pains? Do we live? Do we actually involve ourselves to become better humans? And yesterday I was trying to go live. I uploaded a recording instead because it wouldn't go live in there, whatever the Wi-Fi was. But a lot of us will stay in a situation because we feel a certain way. We feel scared, so therefore we don't make a move. You know, a lot of fear is almost like a rabbit with a snake next to it, hoping that the snake will just go by instead of taking off and hitting the run and using its afterjets to fucking be able to outrun the snake. And that's a lot of us. I don't think we're outrunning the snake at all. I think we're sitting there still waiting for the snake to strike, and that's a scary situation. just waiting, anticipating, instead of dominating or pre-gaming. There's got to be a way where you can get yourself in front of the task that scares you the most. You know, like, oh, there's that hot chick. It's that triple dog dare you just to say hi, just to be normal and not be a weirdo or stare over at her or be uncomfortable. It's really hard to be not uncomfortable. It's really hard to be calm and relaxed. And people say, stay calm. You know, it's like, it's hard to just snap your fingers and remain calm. Especially if you're getting your friction on. If you're about to do something uncomfortable, welcome to not being still. Welcome to not living in your same body and same mind and same soul. Giving your chance for your body and mind and soul to live. And that's something that I've been saying for a long minute is people get frozen and then they don't do anything. They end up repeating the habits because that's all they run to. It's hard to get your body to do something else. It's hard to get my foot to move when I got a blister at the bottom of it. It's hard to get my soul to go, like I was talking about yesterday when I had my ex on my mind. These things are hard. But they're also the things that'll save you and change you, you know? Nothing changes if nothing changes. To get yourself to change, I was just watching something saying as soon as you eat, just to go for a 2 minute walk will avoid that whole sugar spike that happens to all of us, the thing that gets us in a nap or whatever. I still remember the lady saying she used to go with her son before he got killed in an accident. After every meal, they would go for a walk. It's part of their routine. They made it a wish or a rule. You got to go for a walk after every meal. No sitting and just letting it digest and getting fat. No, you got to get more action behind yourself. You got to ignite yourself. And that's something that I think a lot of us will sit around and the choice is happening so subtly. You know, I keep talking about the frog boiling in the water. Yeah, it starts getting hot, but are you going to move into the shade? Are you going to take off your shirt? Are you going to go get water? Are you going to help yourself? And I think that's the thing, that we're looking for outside help. I'm so lonely, please somebody talk to me. Or I'm so afraid, please somebody help me. And as if I'm afraid, I'm the only one that's going to save myself. Thought to myself that the other day, I didn't want to hand out any more flyers. I got high, I got still. I don't know, something about my phone number not working really dissuaded me. But then I saw somebody smile and I said, no, next person smiles, you're going to hand out that flyer. And boom, snapped out of it. Now I'm back in flyer mode. Instead of not wanting to hand out flyers, I got back and snapped into flyer mode. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to snap ourselves in. We're going to have to strap in and snap in and get into this game called our lives. I mean, I was living in my past and I kept saying to myself, Mark, this story isn't going to change. No matter how many times you replay it in your mind, how you loved her, and how this child was born and how this child's not alive anymore, that bugs me, you know, and I allow it to bug me. I almost use it as a penance, something that I have to get whipped with on a regular basis. And I'm so sadistic, I like to whip myself in public, like I'm in a moment, but I'm thinking in my head, you should have been a father, you're a failure, you're not making enough money, you weren't gentle enough to be a father, you fucked up timing and you warped the whole universe. That's how I feel. And if I let my feels go, then I'm not in the real time. I'm not allowing it to snap me into it. I'm snapped out. I'm out and about, going in the world in my own head instead of living in realities and developing things. I end up living up here and just letting them exist. And I wanted to exist more. I mean, that's the whole point of the shirt and my friend's company. But, you know, I don't know how to turn it off. Part of me was so addicted to it. And the compulsion is to keep thinking about it. And then I was like, and then you're going to think about it tomorrow. And then you're going to wake up thinking about it. And then the scenario doesn't change. I mean, how many of us look at that Rubik's Cube and thinking it's going to change? Instead of actually flicking things and making things work, I have to go with distractions. Just being real, you know, as I do this show, I have to be distracted and find something to occupy my mind and go after. You know, part of Magic Convention was that she was with me the last time, and part of it was with me is that she kept saying separate businesses. And I thought it was really telling, you know, just really telling that this wasn't a team effort.
that she was always going to play the ball her way and without me. And I saw that microcosm. I felt that little ripple. I felt that little ripple in multiple instances. I live in these little ripples that have already rippled a long time ago. I live in this waters where the river's already passed. Um, but I'm consumed by it. Just being honest. Another reason why I gotta smoke is to stop those patterns from happening. To live in a Ferris wheel that doesn't move doesn't make sense. But there I do. I make a whole tent out of it. You know, I live at the top of the Ferris wheel just to say I lived. And then I think about other exes too, and seeing how I felt towards them and how much it broke my heart when I lost a Russian girl, or had that incident in the tent with Mary. You know, they're little things that occupy my mind, and it starts adding to the roller coaster. It starts putting things in there that I didn't want to be in there anymore. I had to find another roller coaster wheel where I was talking about Saint Slippers, or going over there and investigating these anti-slip slippers, these bathroom slippers that I keep seeing at Magic Convention, and now it's on the Walmart shelves. I watched a product developed from space futuristic, high fashion, super expensive for $60 each, down all the way to $9 each at Walmart, where anybody at Walmart can get these slippers. Label them, brand them, anti-slip slippers. I think it'll be great. They're great for suctions. They got the real thick heels. You know, you can see my mind just get involved with other thoughts than I'm watching T-Pain perform live, but I'm more concerned about how the angle looks on my phone than, well, I'm not a big T-Pain fan, but I'm just saying I'm watching these things happen, and my mind was somewhere else, right? Like I wasn't in the moment, like all the other girls were dancing. I was like, move your hand, I'm trying to record. I was being grumpy. And I don't know how to knock off the grumpy, and I don't know how to knock off the fear, and I don't know how to knock off the uncomfortableness. I wish I had that answer for you. That show would have all the views, you know. But I do know that to get busy off the thoughts, to get off that Ferris wheel, and to be in the game of life, it really helps sometimes to just watch the show and watch my breathing. And instead of watching the reels in my mind spin the same story, almost like a child watching their favorite Disney movie, I throw new things in front of the sun, you know, other objectives, like walking and talking and conversations. I have to live in those. I can have feelings of certain things, but things at the same time. That's the part of it. Is I'd rather be um, tired than still. You know, I'd rather have experienced the fatigue of a life lived and a day full and the blisters on my feet than, thank you, than still watching the sun evaporate, come up, come down, disappear without doing something with it, you know? I can be in recovery mode, I can be in my body needs to heal mode, but it still goes like that's a day. That's a day that can be experienced. Like I said, right now, Katy Perry is fucking performing live. She got up earlier than me. I'm like up at 8:30, and Katy Perry's probably got to get up at 5, 6 just to get all the makeup on and look perfect for everybody at the show. It's a lot. It's a lot for people. So, you know, as I develop myself and figure out a way to get off my one track mind and or put something perfect on track, you know, if I can't switch tracks, if I can't pull the lever and switch the tracks, you know, that whole track switch, then put something good, a locomotive that thinks good and feels good on the track, something that's headed in a good direction and some healthy thoughts. You know, I don't know if you're feeling me on this direction thing, but I think it's hard to switch the tracks. Those are really hard to do. That's like some hard construction. I think it's easier to get a new destination and new cargo and haul that than to try to switch directions or do U-turns. I don't think there's any going back. As much as I fantasize about that, I think what's done is done, and there's nothing I do to undo it. I think it's completely inhumane that I don't get to speak to my ex. This is somebody that I was going to have a child with. This is somebody that I was going to marry, spend my life with, and now we don't even speak. Like, as soon as that happened, I was speaking to her at one time, and not for a long time either. And to spend 6 months of development, 6, 7 months of development with a person, and 6, 7 months later, the next year, them not even be around or talk to, I think is something that will always live in me, you know. But I also think it's something that I know I have to get past and find a new track. I'm just using this as an example to unfeel what I'm feeling, you know, to feel differently. And like I said earlier this week, or the last shows I've been able to do because of my phone service has been shitty, one of the coolest things to do is to get grateful, you know. I'm trying to be grateful for women that have loved me, you know, instead of being, well, it didn't work out, fuck you. Being that way with people and being grateful that I even had the experience. I think being even more grateful and letting it touch my heart and feeling that way makes me even more emotional to it, you know, because I felt it was happening so much perfection, and then I idealize things, which weird is in the new function of the memory is I idealize things. It's almost like when people talk about cocaine and they talk about their party times and I was young and I was feeling free and da 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 da. They always put it on a pedestal. We always electrify it, but we almost forget these downtimes, the other side of it. And I'm always talking about the other side. That's what Saints Addiction is talk about the other side. You know, where we all made mistakes and we all acted like we didn't want to, and got products. I think that's why we idealize winners. We'll sit there and go, they won. You know, they never lost anything. They've never lost a life. They never lost a family member or someone death or a relationship. They never lost at anything, or we assume. And then you can look at the dichotomy of my favorite Mike Tyson is like, you can see that this man has won everything and lost everything at the same time. You know, so you can be the champion of the world and you can also be in prison for rape. You know, be the president of the United States, or you can have the FBI raid you in Mar-a-Lago. You know, this shit's real, dude. Like, our lives become such a fence that hinges and swings to such dichotomies and such extremes. I don't know why this ride has no wheels. It has no training wheels. It has no warnings. It's doing what it wants to do when it wants to do it, and I want to live it while it's happening, and challenge it. You know, challenge my life to live for a moment and get in a moment and do something in a moment. So instead of avoiding eye contact with the person, look at them. Start a conversation. See how your day and your mind develops when you get out of this mind and start getting in someone else's mind. And that's something that I've been craving a lot. So that's been my 20 minutes of shine. I need to get into Magic Convention again. As soon as I get down there, I'll hit everybody up on the live if I can, if it works. And if it doesn't work, guess what? I gotta keep pushing anyway. But either way, it's all love and blessings. Thank you guys for watching the show. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Fiendish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to tell somebody that needs the message. That's the only reason I do it in the morning. It's good for the psychology to get the mind right and set out your intentions out with the light, you know. And that's what I do. So, peace and love. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao. Bella. Bella. We'll see you.